I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with an order that I placed off the Sephora website, and I got $20 off of a $100 purchase. They've got this little event going on. I think that it ends tomorrow or the next day. So I got these Sephora brand cotton swabs with organic cotton, and they have an Eco Cert little stamp on there. There's 200 in each one of these. And for some reason, I just like the idea of using an organic cotton Q-tip or cotton bud for around my eyes, which I do use them to kind of absorb my watery eyes and kind of clean up if I need to. So I got these to try around my sensitive eye area. So we'll see how it goes to see if it helps to eliminate them watering so much. I also got this Jouer Be a Legend Champagne and Macaroons Sweet Cheeks Face Palette. They came out with two palettes like this. I got the lighter of the two. There's a total of 16 grams or 0.56 ounces of product in here, which is pretty good. And this is actually the palette that I have on my face today. It's got some really pretty floral cardboard packaging here. The floral imagery is on the actual packaging as well, which I really like. And then you've got a highlighter, two blush shades. There's one with a shimmer, which is the pink one in Delight Me, and then Romance Me is kind of a satin, and then this bronze shade in Suntan. So Citrine I know comes in a single of their highlighters, and I've never tried it on my face before, and I thought it looked way too deep, but I've got quite a bit of color for me. So this Citrine highlighter that I have on today actually works out really good with a more tan on my skin, so I really like it. And then I've got this blush on, and then this guy right here is a bronzer, and all of the products they buffed out and blended really pretty. I really like the way that they look on my skin, so I'm happy that I picked this guy up. And there's, I believe, a deeper one as well. But I do quite enjoy Jouer face products. They make some nice stuff. So those are the swatches, and this again is the color that I have on my face today for blush, bronzer, and highlight. So that is the Jouer Champagne and Macaroons Sweet Cheeks palette. And then the brand Kaja came out with some more shades of their Beauty Bento Bouncy Matte and Shimmer eyeshadow trios. And this guy right here just really caught my eye. It's number 11, A Lotta Colada. Right here. And it's got the yellow packaging, and I wore this the other day and just absolutely loved it. There's 3 shades in here. There's none of those ones that are super sparkly from kind of the original ones, but there is a shimmer in here that's very pretty. And when I used this, it was just a one and done look for me, and it turned out so pretty. So I'm really happy that I got this guy. So this top shade is kind of a mustardy orange, and that's a matte, and then the center shade is a shimmer, and then there's a deeper kind of warm brown in there. And I really like the way that these paired. I used the shimmer all over the lid and underneath the brow, the deeper brown in the crease, and then I blended it out with the kind of yellowy mustard shade. And I really liked it. I'm so glad that I got this guy. I really like the little bentos from Kaja Beauty, and they're just little tiny trios. They're pretty though. So that's the A Lotta Colada number 11 Beauty Bento right there. And for whatever reason, I always feel the need to try every new concealer that comes out. At least it seems like that. But Clinique came out with the Even Better All Over Concealer and Eraser. And I got the shade WN01 Flax, which is the lightest shade that they have. I got the lightest one knowing that Clinique kind of runs dark. Like their lightest shades have always kind of been a little bit on the dark side. So this actually works out really nice for me. I almost went with the shade down with the cool undertone, but I'm glad I went with this one because I think it looks really good. So I have this underneath my eyes today, and it's just a really thin, like pretty coverage underneath the eyes. It's not super heavy, but it covers nicely. I would say it's like a light medium coverage, but it's not really heavy, and I haven't had any creasing or anything like that, and I've been wearing it for the past couple days, and I really enjoy this concealer. There's also a little sponge on the end to blend it out if you're kind of into using that. I just used the Wet n Wild sponge that I use, but if you're like to travel with it or throw it in your bag, it might come in handy. So that's kind of neat little packaging right there. It's got an interesting little doe foot on there. It is a little bit more yellow in tone than something I typically like, but it still works for me, and I really enjoy it. Like that's just one little swipe there, but it feels so nice. It's thin, it's not drying. I think if you're looking for a really, you know, heavy duty coverage, this one won't be for you. But if you're looking for something kind of nice, pretty and light, comfortable, but still gives a nice amount of coverage, this is a really pretty concealer. So I'm happy that I got that. So again, that's the Clinique Even Better All Over Concealer and Eraser right there. And I've got this guy on today as well. Fenty Beauty by Rihanna also came out with 2 new Snap Shadows Mix and Match eyeshadow palettes. They've got the number 9 and 10, number 9 in Wine, and number 10 in Money. So kind of a wine one and a green one. And I've got all the rest of them, and I get along with these pretty decent. I think they're kind of a fun, you know, neat, unique little deal. And these shadows I do feel like are quite nice. They worked out really well for me. The number 9 quad, the wine one, really reminds me of the look that I would get out of the NARS Hot Nights palette, which is this guy. Like, they give me similar vibes, which is just a really, I don't know, the term on this palette, Hot Nights, just really fits. That's kind of how I feel about it. Just a really nice, sultry, plummy eye. And there's a nice array of shimmers and mattes in here as well. So these 3 right here are matte, and these 3 are shimmers. And I really like the array of shades that they put in this guy. So swatch these mattes. And then the shimmer shades here. I've got the 9 and 10 snapped together. I'll probably mix them up with the other ones that I have eventually to kind of pair them up, but I think they're fun. I've heard mixed reviews, but again, I get along with these shadows pretty decent. Some of them you have to kind of wiggle your brush in there to pick up the product because it's a little bit of a thicker formula. But once picked up, I feel like they work out pretty decent. So that's the number 9 Wine right there. And then on the other side is the number 10, which is a green palette, and I love green eyeshadows. So if you don't know, you can get, I think, $5 off if you purchase 2 of these. And then the shades are on the back of the palettes, and you can just mix and match with all their other ones, and they snap together like that. This one only has 2 mattes. You've got this green up here and this brown. This one right here isn't quite a standalone for me. I have to bring in something a little bit lighter for this one. But the number 9 palette I can use by itself without bringing anything else in. Oops. And these 2 guys. They're pretty though, right? I think that they're really pretty shades. They got nice pigmentation to them. So that is the number 10, what did I say it was called? Money Honey? I think that's what, right? No, Money, just Money, no honey. And then I placed an order off of the Selfridges website, and I had posted a picture of this on Instagram, and I noticed that a lot of people don't know about the promo that they have where you can pay $50 for an entire year of free shipping from Selfridges. For me, so far, even, it's been really worth it to pay that $50 for the free shipping because Selfridges carries a whole bunch of high-end brands that they sell a lot cheaper than you can purchase them in the States. So like already I feel as though I've saved my $50 just by getting products off of Selfridges because they're cheaper. So like I think the new Dior Quints, I've been looking at a couple of those. I think they're 53 on Selfridges, and like on Nordstrom's they're 62. That's just kind of an example. But anyway, I purchased a Suqqu blush palette. I really love that Selfridges carries Suqqu. You can't get them anywhere in the States. And they came out with this blush palette. It's called the Suqqu Powder Blush Compact 101. Their packaging is just very sleek type of packaging. There's a little button on here. It's a hard plastic. And then you have got 4 blushes and 2 highlighters. And originally I wasn't sure if the pictures on the website were showing it a little bit darker, if it was actually kind of darker. And this is a darker blush palette for me. Both the highlights are a little bit too deep for my skin tone. So what I've been doing is mixing the blush shades, because those are also a little bit more pigmented and dark than something I go for, mixing those with the highlighters, and it works out really well. Everything in here has got a shimmer or a sheen to it, but these blushes just have got a lot of pigmentation to them. I was quite surprised because the other blush that I have is a little bit lighter, It's super easy to wear though because of that, but you can see they're like plummy, darker, tan, bronzy type of blush shades. And my hand has got a pretty decent tan to it right now as well, but you know, there's quite a bit of pigment in those guys. So again, I've just been mixing them with the highlighters. And then these two right here. I just saw on Instagram their holiday eye palette that's going to be coming out, and I can tell it's the baked jelly formula, so I'm super excited. I really want to pick that guy up. But aren't those pretty? And I do think these would work for a medium deep skin tone. I'm not so sure about the highlighters, but those blushes have got quite a bit of color to them. So that is the Suqqu Powder Blush Compact 101 right there. Also from Selfridges, I got another one of the Guerlain Meteorites in number 2 Claire. And again, I got this off of Selfridges because it was like $10 cheaper than what you can get it for in the States. So I used up the entirety of that limited edition one that came in the red tin. This was also number 2 Claire, so it's the same shade that's in there. So I'm actually probably going to dump the new one that I just got into the red one because I love the limited edition packaging. Like, I kind of collect these guys. So I'm probably just going to dump them in there. But I used up this guy. And I use the Meteorites, a version of the Meteorites, every single day as a finishing powder on my face. So after I do all my face makeup, I take a big fluffy brush and I just buff it all over my skin. And it just really ties everything together and gives a pretty look to the skin. So these do come pretty kind of hard pressed little balls. So what I do to make them easier to pick up on like a super soft fluffy brush, this is a Chikuhodo powder brush. I typically use a brush like this with the Meteorites because it's so soft and airy. I shake up the tin quite a bit to get the powder to break apart a little bit so it's easier to pick up on the brush without me having to continually go into the product. So this is the shade Claire. You guys have heard me talk about this forever, but I got another one of those because it was cheaper again on Selfridges and I ran out. And then I placed an order off of the Target website. I wanted to get a deeper shade of the number 7 Protect and Perfect All-in-One Foundation. It's this guy right here. I love this stuff. There's SPF 50 in here, especially in the summertime. I love my base products to have a high SPF in them. And this, on top of having a pretty coverage and a pretty finish, has got that high SPF. So I absolutely adore this stuff. So I mixed a little bit of the shade Wheat, which I just got off of Target, with the shade Cool Beige, and that's what I have on my skin today as a foundation. And it's just a product I just love. I think it's really affordable. It doesn't irritate my skin. It has a nice amount of like moisture to it for my drier skin type and that high SPF, and this is just some really good stuff. So I got another shade in Wheat. And I'm down to the last bit that I have left of the Pixi Glow Tonic. So I got another one of the big bottles off of Target. They were sold out on Skin Store because I was trying to get it on sale, but they were sold out. So I got it off of Target. This is the 8.5 ounce one. I use this morning and night after I wash my face. I tone with this guy before I do anything else. And this product is just... it's just great. I think it's done wonders for my skin, so I got another one of those. I also ordered a big thing of the Ollie gummies from Target.com, and it was really hot when they were delivered that day. And I had run out of my other ones, so I was going to open it up and, you know, eat 2 of them. And the whole mass of the gummies inside of there was just a big ball of mush. I mean, they all melted together, so they're just shot out. I was like, that is one blob of gummy. Next up, I placed an order on the Pat McGrath website, which took eons to get here. I was like, I should have just waited for it to come out on Sephora, and I probably would have got it sooner because their shipping is pretty slow. But they did, they did get rid of the worms in the packaging, so that is really good. Like, those were the sequins and those like black worm thing. No. I got 2 lip products. I got the Lip Fetish Divinal Lip Shine in Nude Venus. And they have got a little bit different packaging than the originals. These are a little bit skinnier than her original packaging, and only time will tell whether or not the packaging on here is a little bit more sturdy than her old packaging. I have had a lot of fun with like packaging in these kind falling apart, but for size wise you can see the difference right there. So I got the Nude Venus, which I have got on my lips today with a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury's Kim KW lipstick, and these are so pretty. They feel just divine on the lips, like super glossy, very hydrating feeling. I love these. Like I need lighter, nuder shades so that I can just put one on. But this is a really pretty lip product. So this one is Nude Venus $5.91, and I'll just put some more on. Like the shine is just wild. It's so pretty. Like I feel like my lips look so juicy with these, and I don't feel like there's much of a smell on these guys or a taste. But I'll swatch it on my hand here. A little bit of color there, but it's also got a little bit of translucency to it as well. So that is the shade Nude Venus with like the metallic packaging. And then I got one of the new shades of her Lip Fetish Astral lip balms, and of course it's the purple one, in Amethyst Astral 620. And this has got like a glittery type of a packaging to it. I really like these lip balms. I carry the, is it the gold or the Nude Astral, I believe it's called. I've gone through an entire tube of that, and I feel like that one I can feel a little bit of the glitters in, and I feel like this one's a little bit smoother. But look at the pretty sheen, like the iridescence on this lip balm. I'm really contemplating buying another one of these. I do want to try another shade or two of these, but they look kind of dark. And I'm just really into the nude lip. I can't seem to kick it, but isn't that pretty? That's the Amethyst Astral Lip Fetish lip balm right there in the packaging. It's just so pretty. I'm just living for these two products. And then I also got the new Mothership Rose Decadence 6-pan palette right here, which the packaging is really pretty. It's shiny. It doesn't have like that matte texture to it or anything like that. I prefer this style of packaging over the kind that has the little like rubber band thing on it. They're just so much easier to use and they just sit nicer. I just prefer it, if you will. The back has got a sticker on it. With the information on the palette. There's a total of 12 grams or 0.42 ounces of product, so that makes each shadow 2 grams a piece, which is a pretty good amount of product that you're getting. And then inside of here there are 2 mattes, 3 pretty metallic type shades, and 1 very pretty shimmer shade. And it does come with a sheet over the top of there. What I like to do to house these sheets, just for convenience, is shove them underneath the edges of the mirror to keep them like that. And these are really pretty shadows. I get along with them. The mattes have a little bit of a grit to them, and I think that's because they're so pigmented. A lot of the times I find that a heavily pigmented matte, kind of especially like reds and purples, they have a little bit more of a grittier texture to that, and I think that has to do with the actual pigment that they put in the product. But let's give you some swatches. This guy here is not a standalone palette for me, just because everything is so mid-tone and deeper. I have to bring in something a little bit lighter for my liking. Ooh. But I do think the shades are really pretty. But I also feel like, you know, she's come out with quite a few similar shades to this in her other palettes, but I'm not mad at it. It's still a pretty palette nonetheless. But just nothing super revolutionary in this one in terms of the shades that are in here. So that is the Pat McGrath Rose, did I say Rose Decadence? Yeah, the Rose Decadence eyeshadow palette right there. And it's pretty. And then Muse Beauty Pro was having a sale on their website. It was one of those buy this, get that kind of for free type of deal. I don't think I took advantage of that sale. But I did get the 2 new Viseart Petite Pro palettes that came out. And I purchased another one of the Esum G29 brushes, which is this guy right here. I use this brush every single day. This is the 3rd one that I have now. I love the size. It just fits really well for how I like to do my eyeshadow. And it's a little bit thicker. So what I like to use this for is underneath the brow, whatever eyeshadow I use, and I put it directly underneath the brow, and then the bristles on the bottom really work to blend that into the shade that's underneath it, and it makes it super quick and fast. So I love this brush from Esum, which is Muse spelled backwards, and that's the Muse Beauty Pro brush brand. So I got another one of those. And then here is the Petite Pro in Solstice. And this is actually the eyeshadow palette that I have on my eyes today. This lighter shimmer shade right here was a little bit deeper than what I thought, so I put a tiny bit of that Aether Beauty highlighter on the inner corner just to kind of brighten that up a bit. Otherwise, this is the palette that I have on my eyes today, and I think the look turned out super pretty. I'm a huge fan of Viseart eyeshadows, and these ones are no exception. The bottom row is all shimmers, and the top row is all mattes. And it was almost a standalone. This was just a little bit brighter for me, but it comes with a little sleeve on there. So let's swatch these guys. They're also magnetized in the palette, so you can pull them out and put them in a magnetized palette or mix them up with other ones. I hadn't pulled a Viseart eyeshadow out in a while, and it just reminds me every time that I do that how nice their shadows blend out, especially their mattes. In terms of the colors in this one, still nothing super revolutionary, but the shimmer shades are kind of like, some of them feel like that crystalline formula. Like this one's a pink with a purple bluish shift to it, and they sparkle really pretty. Like, I just think that's so pretty. I got it on that portion of my lid there. Really pretty, soft, easy to use eyeshadow palette right there, and that is the Viseart Petite Pro in Solstice, and I have got this on my eyes today. And then the other one is the Petite Pro in Midsummer, and I love the berry packaging. Like, they coordinate the palettes with different colors with what's inside, so you can easily tell them apart. I really appreciate that. This one's actually got 5 mattes in it and 3 shimmers, and the shades in here are really soft. I would have preferred just one of the mattes to be a little bit deeper so that I could really define that crease and help push back my hooded lid. That's kind of what I use a deeper shade for, so I'm probably going to have to incorporate this with something else. It's just a very soft type of a berry palette. I should say this is one of those matte shades with infused sparkles. It's not like a full-blown shimmer shadow, but these two are. This color is so pretty. It's like super, super pretty. So you can see right there just how light these eyeshadows are in this palette. So that is the Petite Pro in Midsummer right there. And then lastly, I got in one of my Colourpop orders, and this was their Bloom collection that recently came out. They sent me some of these products which I hauled last week, and there were 2 sets that I really wanted, so I went ahead and I purchased them. They come with a blush and a Luxe lip oil, and their Luxe lip oils are super, super pretty. So this first one is Aloe There. Aloe There. I say it, Aloe There. So this one comes with the pressed powder blush in Tearing Up My Heart, which has got a very light shimmer to it, and it's kind of a peach. It's a really pretty shade. Super soft. The tan on my hand is throwing off these colors a little bit. Like, normally in the dead of winter it would look different. It's just kind of crazy. And then it comes with the Luxe lip oil in Blossom Out, which this has got a pretty cap there. Yeah, and these got a very slight peppermint to it, but it's very, very light. And then the other set is the Bloom Together set right here, and this is the one where I was like, I have got to have that. And this comes with the Night Bloom Pressed Powder Blush, which is a matte lilac shade, and it's so pretty. It is so pretty. Like, I live for shades like this. Isn't that, it's like a satin finish. It's got like just this pretty like glow to it though. I think it's stunning. So that's the Night Bloom blush right there, and it comes with the Rain Check Luxe lip oil, which is a very light lilac color. These two lip oils don't have a ton of color in my opinion, just a very light kind of corresponding sparkle in there. And then I also purchased the Jelly Much eyeshadow, and this one is in the shade Sage Bundle, and it's a champagne with like a green silver sparkle in it that is just stunning. So this is how the Jelly Much shadows come. I like to say Jelly Much. And these, a lot of the product kind of comes off on the cap. I don't want to drop this, but this is just so pretty. And I love to use the Jelly Much eyeshadows as shadow toppers. They're a very easy to use shadow topper glitter that does not fall out on my face throughout the day. But look at it. And it shifts so pretty. See, it's got like this green silver champagne iridescence to it that's just stunning. I'm so tempted, which I probably might put this on my cheeks as a highlighter. But that's the Jelly Much eyeshadow right there in Sage Bundle from Colourpop. And that is everything that I have for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.